Okay. Hi, my name is Jim Worth. I'm the marketing manager for the Advanced Manufacturing Skill Center of Edmonds College. And so I'm here today to talk about, and let me quickly share my screen here, um, fast track training programs. So we, as Edmond College, typically offer 2 and 4 year degree programs. But with that said, we also offer programs that more geared towards certificate programs. And these are moreover job training programs. So a fast track training program is anywhere typically between 3 and 6 months to complete. It's standard instruction, whether it's classroom learning, online, but it also involves a lot of intense hands-on training. Um, and so the graduates in our program receive and earn certificates, and with that certificates, they're recognized in the industry, and they lead to jobs. Over 90% of the graduates coming through our doors through our various programs are receiving jobs. And with that said, I'll be speaking more about our aerospace program through the Washington Aerospace Training and Research Center, also our construction pre-apprenticeship program, and then a little bit about our maritime manufacturing program, as well as an introduction to AI and robotics that won't be launching until about fall of this year. So the Washington Aerospace Training and Research Center started in 2010. So we've been around for 14 years. We offer short-term, again, fast-track training, and short-term training being a 12-week program. It's very immersive. It's the idea that when you come out, you're going to know our curriculum, know the training like the back of your hand, and you're going to be job ready. Our programs are created based upon industry and aerospace needs and demand. The learning that you receive from us is a hybrid learning, meaning it's a combination of online and hands-on. The online portion is probably 60% to 40% hands-on. And our facilitator or instructor to student ratio is 12:1 because we really want that interaction with the facilitator and the students so that they get all the information that they need. They understand everything that is presented to them. We also have a student support services coordinator. So she's helping with resume writing, interview prep. She knows the ins and outs of the industry, so she knows what the HR managers are all also looking for from candidates. The WATR Center facility itself is located in Payne Field. We have 30,000 square feet training facility. It's also inclusive of our construction pre-apprenticeship program, our future robotics, and our future maritime program. Combined, our facilitators have a lot of industry knowledge, over 60 years combined experience, so they know their stuff. And we also recently received a new fuselage classroom that will be opening up and utilizing this summer. And I'll speak a little bit about that later. The 2 certificates that you earn in our program for the 12-week program include the manufacturing core, that's strictly an online. And then from there, once you pass that and earn that certificate, you can move on to the 8-week specialty. And the specialties include manufacturing assembly, manufacturing composites, electrical assembly, a tooling mechanic, and also quality assurance. The quality assurance is only available to students who have earned a certificate, a specialty certificate, one of those above, or have a year's worth of aerospace manufacturing experience. The requirements to be a part of our program, we just ask people, our students are 18 years of age by the time that they get involved in the labs. And then also just suggested 8th grade math, 8th grade level reading. I usually explain to people, if you know X plus 1 equals 2, you're on your way. Our manufacturing core, again, is 4 weeks. It's self-paced, 100% online. You're really learning about foundation and fundamental learning about aerospace manufacturing. What that means is definitions, terminologies that are typically used in the industry. We also offer weekly drop-in hours. So if you have questions about the curriculum online, you can email, you can call, you can jump online like we're doing right now to have that face-to-face interaction to get your questions answered. And then in order to move on to the next, to selecting your specialty, the prereq is to pass it with the 80%. And I would like to say 96% of our students right now are able to move on. So it's highly successful that you're going to be able to complete the full 12-week program. The manufacturing assembly is one of our more popular specialties. It's usually geared towards somebody who's adhering parts airplanes, making lots of holes and riveting through the airplane. We're teaching you how to understand blueprints and drawings, instructions, lots of tool usage. We use pneumatic equipment a lot around there, high pressure equipment. And the types of job that you can see in the industry for this position is assembly installer, fuel cell assembly. So there's a lot of different positions that you can find online that I'll share shortly our website. The composite program is all about materials handling, fixing, building materials, putting things together. And materials, when we're talking about materials in aerospace, it's more over fiberglass and carbon materials. As you can see in my backdrop here, this is made of carbon materials. It's called a layup. When it's cooked or baked off, it's nearly as hard as steel, but about 3 or 4 times lighter than that. And you'll find carbon material in like wings of an airplane. But however, with that said, in order to, if somebody is looking to future-proof their career and look ahead to other industries, maritime uses composite material, automobile industry, sports equipment as well. So here's a little video on one of the projects at the Water Center. And sorry about the volume. You might have to turn down the volume with some of the videos that I present, and on occasion up. So that was the video for composites. And what they're doing in particular is they're connecting a hot bonder to a bagged layup of fresh composite product that hasn't been baked off. So with heat and pressure in the vacuum seal bag, you'll be able to shrink things down in order to get some hard material to be able to use for various parts of the airplane and so on. Our electrical assembly program is probably one of our most popular. It is the most popular. Class sizes right now for that is probably capping out at about 10, 11, 12 students, whereas our other specialties right now are probably seeing 6 to 8 students. The electrical assembly is all about building wire bundles, assembling wire bundles, adhering them to airplanes. That's the bulk of your job in that, because a standard or an average airplane is going to have anywhere from 100 to 200 miles worth of wire line in there. So lots of job security. Another portion of the program that we have that we teach you is about soldering and circuit boards. There's over 1,200 suppliers to Boeing and to aerospace in general. And a number of those suppliers do circuit board soldering. Honeywell, for instance, beyond aerospace, will also do or have people working for them doing circuit boards for medical equipment repair. So here's a video that explains a little bit more about some of the projects.
Many people get scared with for aerospace because they think it's too complicated. It is complicated in a way because there are many things that we care about in aerospace. There's very important systems we work with, but we can learn all the skills we need to do it. Our electrical assembly program provides a vast knowledge in manufacturing electrical procedures. We use those procedures in the manufacturing of airplanes. Every airplane system uses wires, so we need to know every skill to do our job right. If you're really interested in aerospace, you should take it. A lot of the stuff here you can even just take at home and do like soldering or even wire. Because we have a small class, our instructor is able to get to most of us pretty quickly and pretty efficiently. I would say that everyone here is more communal with each other, just a small class, and we talk and give our ideas of what needs to be done. You didn't have to have any experience to join the class or to get into the aerospace world. We teach you all the skills you need to succeed. I like teaching this class because it's hands-on work, so I show them physically how to do the work. I like to work with different people, and anybody can do it.
So that's our electrical program led by Walter. Walter has been with us for approximately 2.5 years. Very well-spoken gentleman, knows his stuff, and has a lot of successful graduates who move on getting jobs in wire assembly. So moving on, we also have a tooling mechanic. This specialty is geared towards people who are interested in power equipment, problem solving. We typically say this is the closest thing to being an engineer without having that 4 or 5 year degree. So you're only getting it done in 12 weeks. It's about drawing and blueprints, using power tools to do precision holes, being able to hear airplane parts with special tooling equipment, production layout. And here's Fred to speak a little bit more about the program.
The tooling mechanic program at the Water Center is an 8-week program with usually 3 to 4 weeks of online training. The remainder is all hands-on. We get to be in the lab. You're learning as you go. It's a fast-track program to get us where you need to be, right? If you want to find a job fast, this is the place to be. Each project, we get about a week each. Some are faster, some are slower, depending on your skill level, if you're brand new, or if you've been doing this in the past. So it's basically student management of their own time. These projects allow us to go into the real world and be able to problem solve to support our manufacturing friends, and that being making tools that they will need to either ensure that holes are going to be exactly where they need them to be, things like that. So this class will get you ready and prepared for all of them. A lot of our students, about 80 to 85%, go on to get a job in the field that or the specialty that they've chosen. One example is we had a student come in, take tooling, about 6 months later, who was moving right into toolmaker seat. I'm here because I fell in love with just being able to watch people succeed and teaching them, starting them off from ground level and just bringing them all the way up to being able to build an airplane. So that's why I'm here.
So that's our tooling program, and I have one more specialty to just highlight a little bit, and something I mentioned earlier, our quality assurance. That's a 4-week online, that's 4 weeks in person, hands-on lab, and that's geared towards somebody who's already has some industry experience. We typically looking for somebody with a year's worth of experience, or somebody who've already come through our program and earned one of the specialties that you saw earlier, because it's all about knowing about the aircraft. For quality assurance, you're kind of delving into a little bit of each of the specialties. So it's about inspection, manufacturing documentation, being sure like team is doing a complete job and doing a thorough job. So you're doing a lot of inspection. You're not necessarily a clipboard quarterback, because you do have to problem solve and give some level of direction. And as you can see there for a job, a lot of positions in the industry are aircraft inspectors. So something I mentioned earlier before about our innovative labs and how we stay on top of things happening in the industry. Well, I usually tell people we're doing things that you're not faking it to make it. You're in a real classroom setting that feels like a job site. And so one of those things that we're going to be introducing soon or opening up soon is our fuselage, which we have half of 767 fuselage that was donated from Boeing. It's going to be lab ready again in the summer. It's something that you can put on your resume. You're going to look highly to all folks who are looking to fill roles in the industry, because you can literally say, I worked on the aircraft, and you did, and it means something. So here's a little video that just highlights some of the inside parts of that. And again, that's our fuselage. You can see wires up top there. So our electrical assembly will be having a hand involved in projects. We have some new floorboards to put in. So our composite team will craft that or manufacture that. And our manufacturing assembly team will put it in place. So there's lots of opportunity for our students. So the cost. Everybody usually asks, what's the cost? What's it going to cost me? We like to see it or talk about it more as an investment in yourself, of your time. The manufacturing course certificate, the 4-week online program that you need to have earn first, that's $2,500. Our specialty certificates, the ones that are more over at hands-on lab, are $3,200. We will be raising our rates this July $1,000, and that's strictly due to material costs. We have not raised our rates in 5 years, and materials are just very expensive that we unfortunately have to pass some of that along. But in the grand scheme of like comparing apples to apples or maybe apples to oranges, a 2-year associate degree at most community colleges is averaging about $12,000 for 2 years, probably taking a lot of classes that you don't feel like is going to lead to a job. However, all of our training we're not going to teach you anything in our training programs that you're not going to apply to the job at hand. The value involved is industry-leading skills and training, dedicated student support, as I said, resume writing, interview prep, and the career and prospects and job growth are immense. And something I'm going to talk about a little bit more in this next slide. Measuring success. We've had over 4,300 graduates come through our program since 2010. 92% of them have landed jobs. 80%, 86% specifically in the graduates in the aerospace program. So where's the other 14%? Maritime, space, defense. So a lot of the skills that we are teaching you apply to other industries in manufacturing. The average starting rate is anywhere from $22 to $25.50 an hour. A tooler, for instance, the problem solver, if you will, it's going to make roughly $25.50 an hour to start. A lot of our students come back to cross-train in other specialties and disciplines. And also what it means, especially if you're in a union position for manufacturing, within 6 years, looking at 80, 90, maybe $100,000. The starting out hourly, you can also increase that based upon like pay differentials, graveyard shift, holiday pay, and so forth. But again, like there's a lot of opportunities here, and something that I'll talk about a little bit more next slide. We were invited to the Space Summit this last summer, and this is Bill Nelson, who is the head of NASA, and he caught wind of our program and wanted to talk a little bit more about it. So I want to share some thoughts.
Learned over there at the community college, in 12 weeks, they can produce a technician 12 weeks of school and they can get a job related to that technology that they just learned. That's a part of our space program.
And that's a powerful message. We have students right now who are working at Blue Origin in Kent on the space program. So very well, the skills that we teach you are applicable to space, and it's booming and it's starting to take off in the region. So we're quite excited about that. So our next fast track training program I want to talk about is the construction pre-apprenticeship. It was launched in 2021. We've had 9 cohorts or classes to date. It's state registered, it's recognized by the state. It's a 10-week, very immersive program, very hands-on. You're in our facility for those 10 weeks, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. It's a really great introduction to trades. People are interested in maybe pipe fitting or carpentry, or maybe they want to be electrical, but they're not sure. Well, we teach the foundational learning, so which includes job readiness and wraparound support. We have students, some of them who just don't have the means for boots. We can get you some boots. We can get you some gear. Minimum requirements, 18 years of age. And just because right now we're supported by Snohomish County, it's only offered for Snohomish County residents through January 2025. But the interesting thing here is no cost. It's free. So that's why it's very popular. When we run 5 classes a year, cap it out at 10 students. It's a great opportunity. And we do have a waiting list, but we always encourage people to sign up and check out the program because you never know, you might get in. So the fundamental things that we teach, the curriculum includes classroom and on-the-job training, 300 hours, again, all on site. You learn about basic construction. You get trade exposure through unions. We go to them, they come to us. You learn, again, the fundamentals, applied math, blueprint reading, all the things that you need, the core assets that you need when getting into the industry. However, with that said, we also teach things like financial literacy. There's a number of times that there might be downtimes in the industry. You might be off during the winter. There's no work. So we want to teach you some of those soft skills as well to kind of manage yourself. Outcomes and pathways. Had 42 graduates, 88% of them have completed. 94% of them get interviews. 88% of them have received offers in the industry, whether those are union positions or non-union positions. But the statistics, and here's the point I like to share regarding the success of the program. Earning the badge opens doors for you in the trades. So students who were working jobs or have been working jobs, they get about $20 an hour. With that said, $25.77 an hour when you receive the program, when you receive their certificate. Some successes in the industry, some of our students, Santiago, he's with the electrical program. Regina is also working as an electrician with Haggard Electric. And TJ here is a carpenter with the Carpenters Union. Another fast track program coming on the horizon. This one starts in April. The same theme as our other fast track programs, or moreover, as it applies to the aerospace program, is our maritime manufacturing program. So the first part, the manufacturing online core, will begin April 2024. Foundational learning, all about definitions, and then just boat terminology. In order to move on to a specialty, you also have to receive, earn an 80% in testing prior to moving on to the specialty. The first specialty that will launch is going to be a fiberglass laminator. So again, about materials handling, working with the fiberglass, think along the lines of aerospace and composites, and that will be launching in July. The next program that will be launching this fall is our robotics manufacturing program. So we're really excited about this, bringing or filling technological jobs within Snohomish County or greater Snohomish County. Same as with the other programs, online only, 4-week, self-paced, will begin fall 2024, all about foundational learning. Need to pass with 80%. And the first specialty that will start up will be robotics automation tech, somebody who can diagnose problems that might be on the assembly line, or somebody who can fix robotic arms. And then also another specialty we're looking into is metrology. So it's using 3D scanners to do measurements, whether it's like large buildings or doing some sort of like measurements of like specialty tools. So that's part of the automation as well. I know we're short on time for questions. I apologize for that. I wanted to be sure that we had a lot of information that we could give you to provide you with a number of options to think about when it comes to fast track training. Because again, I never want to discount an AA or BA or BS degree, 2 4-year degree programs. However, they don't always equate to the JOB. And that's very important with what we're trying to achieve, or what we do achieve with our curriculum, is being able to provide somebody or power them with the skill set to go out in the industry and successfully land a job. And so with that said, I want to, even though we have this multimedia presentation, I want to invite you to come on out to the Water Center. Again, we're at Payne Field. There's the address alone. We do free tours of our facility, so you can take a look at all our programs, see if there's something that might be a fit for you. Again, just kind of giving you options and giving you opportunity to land a job and land it quickly. So with that said, my final screen, our website, the Advanced Manufacturing Skills Center, amsc.edmonds.edu. My email address is james.werth, W-E-R-T-H, @edmonds.edu, in case you have any questions about this presentation or about our curriculum or job training or anything in between. And then if you could kindly also scan this QR code and provide some feedback, that would be much appreciated for the virtual college and career fair. So again, thank you for your time, and I hope to see you at Water Center for a future tour.